One of the great joys I have as a rabbi is leading congregational trips to Israel. And if those of you who've been to Israel, you know that there's nothing better than an Israeli tour guide. They're all so terrific, welcoming, intelligent, knowledgeable, and passionate about Israel. And for several family missions, I had the opportunity to lead a trip with my good friend, Yoav Rotem. It's an honor to have Yoav here this weekend, as he's speaking throughout the state of Texas and then going on to other places throughout the United States to speak out what's happening in Israel right now. Some of you know Yoav. I know some people I see here that have been on trips with us to Israel, and I know many of our religious school students that are here that were in the religious school a few years ago, including our B'nai Mitzvah during the pandemic. We had an opportunity for Yoav to meet with them virtually to teach them about Israel and what was happening there at the time. As you'll see this morning, his love from Israel is genuine and passionate. He's knowledgeable. He also did his military service with the IDF in an elite reconnaissance unit and continues to serve as a reserve sergeant. He leads trips for Jews and non-Jews from throughout the world, including diplomats and other places, not just from the United States. It's an honor this morning to welcome to Beth Yeshurun, Yoav Rotem.
Thank you. Shalom, everyone. Shabbat shalom. Mazal tov. Thank you for inviting me, Brian. Thank you for having me, everyone. Just for the beginning, I've heard that the candies is a new thing here. I'll tell you, there is also a soundtrack. When you throw the candies, you do the kululu with the tongue. You know that? Kululu. Have you heard it? That's how we do it in Israel, exactly. So next time, we need to hear it, not just bombard the kids with the candies. So Mazel Tov again. I don't want to take too much of your time, just share with you a little bit of a voice from Israel. I know that many of you have heard and know what's going on, and I want to share with you that it's, you know, the fact that you are interested, the fact that you are asking, and I know Brian was sent me in the first week after everything began, the speech that he had over here. It was very inspiring, very supportive. I want to share with you what happened 3 weeks ago to me personally, and then from there, what brought me over here. 3 weeks ago, it was Shabbat morning. We went to bed the night before late because it was Friday. We had some family, and we slept in a little bit. I have 2 kids. My son is 8 years old. The time is 8 o'clock in the morning. He brings the phone, and he says, "Grandma," my mom calling, and she is telling me, "You're sleeping and there's a war outside. Wake up." And from that moment, our life, has changed, and many people here heard about the horrors that happened to the people right on the border with Gaza, and what happened to us was that half hour later there was a siren, and we don't have a safe room in our house. So what we did, we looked at each other and we told the kids, "Okay, come on, let's run to the neighbors. They have a safe room." Safe room is a kind of like a bomb shelter, heavy concrete room that might protect you from a falling of a rocket. We have 90 seconds to run, a minute and a half to make it to the neighbors. And as we get there, we close the door, we hear a big boom about 900 feet from our community in the middle of the vineyards. A rocket fell. Since then, few more fell around, even on the Arab community, which are our neighbors. We live in a small, medium kibbutz right next to Jerusalem. We have a big Arab neighbor community next to us, which are Israelis, very good friends and neighbors, which on a different day, on a different topic, interesting to learn about our relations, how it can really work. And the same week, a rocket fell in the community over there and killed an Arab. It actually fell right next to the mosque of this Arab community. Just sharing with you a little bit, I see a lot of kids over here. After we realized it's almost impossible to stay at home, we had to go to my in-laws far next to Eilat, where it's much more easy. I haven't recruited or called to the army because I'm just 1 year old than 40. The reserve is until 40. I've been released, and they didn't want me to volunteer. And from that moment, you start looking, what can you do? How can you help? And I realized that the best I can do is to go and speak to people over here in the States, because we realize today that the front line, the war, is not only on the Gaza border, not only in the Golan Heights, in the Galilee, in Tel Aviv. The war is also over here. The war is about justice. It's between good and evil. And one of the things that stopped Israel in the past from taking out Hamas was the world opinion, that actually the leaders of the world are getting their opinion from their own people. If it's America, the president here, and the leadership, if it's all around the world. And this puts you guys, all of you, in the front. And I know many of you are interested in learning and are, trying to be updated. But what's amazing today, and what I want to share with you, is that the best way for you guys to help will be to take another step, or maybe a step more. Many of you gives money, I know, and the next step is basically to stand strong with Israel. What does it mean? All the youngsters over here that has social media, I know that some of you may have seen things. You see in the media, even in the very, very balanced media in America. I just watched the TV with friends over here. Yesterday I came to talk to a church over here, and I realized that the media, even when it's balanced and it's good for Israel, is very confusing because it always shows the other side, but there is no, it's not the place to compare. I'll come back to this in a second. I just want to take a moment and share with you something that happened in Israel, something good that happened. Out of the big catastrophe, and we're talking, by the way, about numbers that getting close to 2,000 Israelis that got killed, among them, by the way, non-Israelis as well, got killed during 3 weeks ago, the Shabbat of the 7th. Out of this catastrophe, the nation of Israel, that was very split and divided, everyone opened their arms and hugged each other. Something very powerful happened. And it's very exciting and inspiring. All the Israelis understood that we all need to be strong together. And what happened in the civilian society in Israel, that organizations started to pack food and clothes to the people that left their homes with nothing. People joined to protect their community like I did and I do when I'm back home. Everything that people can together. We do feel the hug from outside, from your community and from other communities around the world, from Jewish communities and from other communities who support Israel. And we all need to stand together strong. We know that this time, unfortunately, peace will not come when we will give a flower and get a flower back. Peace will have to come with power, with, unfortunately, brutality, because the ideology that lives next to us wants to destroy us. We all feel it, we all know it, and we stand behind our army. And I do want to go back and talk a little bit how I think, and it's my opinion, but I see it working. For many years, Israel and us support Israel. When we saw people speaking lies, we just ignored. Or we said, okay, they don't understand, we can't really argue with them. And you all know it's happening in the universities over here and in the media and everything. And how can you reply someone that says, but they started, they took our land, they do this, they do that, horrible things? How can you do that? And I want to talk all the young people over here. You're going to get these questions. How can you answer? Go study. If you want my contacts, you may take, I'll give you, I'll explain, I'll do my best. Because as I said, the front is not only at the Gaza border, the front is everywhere around you right now. And we need you. We need you, and I'm sure you feel it. And when you know the facts, and when you know how to answer, and you really believe and understand that this situation of people that want to eliminate us, living next to us with ammunition and missiles and rockets cannot happen again. It's or us or them. And everyone in Israel understands it today. Or us or them. The people who left their homes by the Gaza border, left their beloved one over there, some broken families, some kids that are kept hostages or kidnapped in Gaza. They know they want to come back with one condition, and they say it very clear. We won't have to have a fence around our community, they say, because there won't be Hamas to attack us. And what will grow over there will have to be peaceful and accept us. And that's just the voice I hear a lot of my friends and people back at home, and I wanted to bring to you. I'll tell you one thing that that people are not aware of. You know, over 9,000 rockets have been shot into Israel in the past 3 weeks. 9,000 rockets from Gaza. By the way, 500 of them fell in Gaza. Hamas shot rockets and they fell in Gaza. Who knows how many Gazan people they killed? No one reported about it. But 9,000 rockets, what saves so many Israelis is not only the Iron Dome, it's our behavior. We know that we have a certain amount of time to run to the shelter, and in the past week, I can give you two examples. Yesterday, a direct hit in a house in Tel Aviv, people got injured. And 2 days before, a direct hit in Rishon LeZion, no one got hurt. 3 floors of the building, the rocket went through the houses, cut the house in the middle, but people were in a safe room. And no one got hit. No one got hurt. This is why you don't hear about people getting hurt from these missiles. But imagine yourself, 9,000 rockets. And it's continue and continue, just right now. When I finish with the fact that I'll be here, if people has questions and want to know a little bit more, I want to, again, offer myself as a source of information if people wants to get more from Israel. And just want to say one more thing. What happened, and I'm saying my personal feeling, and I feel it from many people around me, and I hope you feel it as well, caused every one of us to feel stronger being proud to be Jewish, being proud to be Israeli, and I hope you feel proud to be Jewish as well. Because this support that we give each other, the unity that we have, is unbelievable. I invite you to be part of it as much as you can. It's great, it's amazing. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. Mazal Tov.
Yoav, thank you. And thank you for being here, and we wish you only God's blessings as you continue your journey throughout the United States, telling the truth and telling what's happening in Israel. And we're excited you'll be at the B'nai Mitzvah luncheon today for anyone who'd like to meet Yoav and ask any questions that you may have.